Dear colleagues, now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on OTO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now, Ukraine marks the day of memory and reconciliation. We bow our heads in the memory of the fallen soldiers from the armies of the United Nations, the heroes of all European movement, and also Ukrainians who participated, and the victims among civilians. And we repeat, never again. And we call on humanity to learn the lessons of the most devastating war in history of humanity. And about the situation in the anti-terror operation zone, we have good news. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed or wounded. And now information about the sectors in more detail. Lugansk sector. In the Vaidarsk and Popasnensky region, the situation deteriorated. The enemy restarted the use of heavy weapons in the key areas of front line. The main military actions were after 6 p.m. and Krymska, Katerinovka, Novoalexandrovka, Novozvanivka and Troitsky, the occupants launched about 260 mines of 82 and 120 millimeter of caliber and artillery shells of 122 and 152 millimeter of caliber. And the shelling was delivered from the frontline positions of the enemy and also from the sites that the militants created and densely populated in residential quarters of Almazna town and in the part of front line, and in Popasna and neighboring Troitsky village, a school was damaged and several houses also were damaged, and the electricity supply line and a private car were damaged. And in Stanично-Lugansk region, there was no military actions, and on the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Lugansk sector, there were 20 enemy shellings, including one with with the use of heavy weapons. And in the Donetsk sector, some interruptions in firing were between 6 and 3 p.m. And the most difficult situation is in Svetlodarsk Bulge, that is near Popasna region and Verkhnetsaretsk and near Avdiivka. At this part of front line, the enemy also uses actively mortars of 82 millimeter of caliber and cannons of 122 millimeter of caliber. And also enemy provocations are carried out near Gorlovka, these are Zaitsevo, Mayorsk, and the Donetsk airport. These are the Opetne and Pisky. And on the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk sector, there were 21 enemy shellings, including 12 with the use of heavy weapons. The Mariupol sector, the Maniersky region, the military actions were in Krasnogorivka. There were 2 mortar shellings, and in Volnovasky region, north part, the enemy violated ceasefire 1 time near Novoselivka Druga village. And in Pavlo-Pershirokino part of front line, the situation remains the same. Enemy provocations are conducted during the day and at night. The biggest number of shelling was in Vodyane. The occupants didn't use heavy weapons, but they actively used weaponry of armored vehicles. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Mariupol sector, there were 24 enemy shellings. And yesterday, several Marines that are now in Mariupol, they were sworn in, and this ritual was carried out near the monument to Marines, the Marines who died on the 8th of September 1943. And after the ceremony of being sworn in, each of them was awarded a black beret. If you have questions, please ask. No questions, thank you, and goodbye.